Okay, I got this question a lot during my Q&A and I answered it like everything else, but since it's anime, I ended up talking for like 9 minutes. So I decided to make this its own video and try to have more coherent thoughts on it rather than just my random ramblings. First off, let me just say that there are a ton of anime that I would consider among my favorites, but I've narrowed it down to 5. So here we go. Number 5, No Game No Life. This was a show that really surprised me. I knew I'd enjoy it, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did. Now, something to keep in mind here is that this show is more fun than deep. You know, it's not really gonna make you reconsider your whole existence or anything, but it'll make you laugh, trust me. It can be pretty predictable and over the top, but to me, that's not really what matters. It was just a really fun ride because everything from the bright and the vibrant colors to the amazing soundtrack to Sora's epic speeches and everything just come together to create a really enjoyable experience. Now, it does have a cliffhanger ending, and unfortunately, it's unlikely that it'll ever get a second season, but to me, it's still worth it. It was just that good, trust me. Also, Jibril, she is the best. Holy shit, I fucking love her. Number 4, Killa Kill. This should come as no surprise given how much I've used Killa Kill in my videos. See, this show is basically my spirit anime because it's so over the top, so ridiculous, so stupid, and yet just so much fun. It's a show that knows how ridiculous it is and isn't afraid to just have fun with it. And even though there are times where it may go a little bit overboard for some people, it never really slows down. You know, it just keeps going. The pacing of the show is also ridiculously fast. Even the recap episode addressed it and had probably the most important development in the whole show. Also, all of the characters are so over the top and quirky and interesting that there's actually nobody that I dislike. Aikuro is without a doubt one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever seen in anime. I shit you not, every scene that had him, I was just laughing so hard because he's just so great. The music is legendary, just everything about this show is great. Trust me, if you want to be taken on a wild ride, Killa Kill is the way to go. Now, my top 3 are all equal. I've tried for several years to put them in order, but I can't. So I will reveal them in the order in which I watched them, starting with Rurouni Kenshin. When most people my age think of their childhood anime, they'll say things like Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z or Sailor Moon, but for me, Rurouni Kenshin is the one that stands out for me. This is the show that started my love for samurai. This is the show that started my love for the assassin playstyle, aka high mobility, high damage, low health. Hell, this is the show that made me like long hair. Rurouni Kenshin is a show that shaped so much of who I am today. Kenshin is probably my favorite anime character ever because he's a pretty chill dude, but he will straight fuck you up if you piss him off. The music in this show is still among my favorite, and the fights were just so good and epic. The entire Kyoto arc remains one of my favorite anime arcs ever, and fun fact, Rurouni Kenshin was the very first time I ever experienced what I call an anime comeback. There's just so much I love about this show, and I always make it a point to rewatch it every year, just like all of my top 3s. Of course, I only rewatch up to the end of the Kyoto arc. We don't talk about the post-Shishio anime, fuck that, just go read the manga. Next up, we have Clannad. Now, let me preface this by saying that I love shows that can give me just the most massive field trips, and Clannad is the reason why. You see, I watched Rurouni Kenshin back when I was a kid, but I watched Clannad when I was already an adult. I think it was when I was just starting college or something like that. I wasn't that big into anime because the only shows I had ever seen were things like Rurouni Kenshin, Naruto, DBZ, you know, shonen stuff. I didn't think that there was anime that wasn't targeted towards young teens that could actually really connect with you, you know? And going in, I knew nothing about Clannad's reputation at all. I shit you not, the only reason I watched Clannad was because I saw this gif, thought it was adorable, and found out that it was from Clannad, so I wanted to see what the context was. That is it. And oh my god, was I in for a surprise. From the very first arc, it really connected with me. Not only was it one of the first anime that made me legit laugh out loud, it was pulling at my heartstrings time and time again. Was it slow? Yes, especially during the first season. Honestly, if I had only watched the first season, it wouldn't be up here. But when you get into After Story, that's when it really just takes the butthole of your heart and pounds it mercilessly. Clannad was the first anime that ever made me cry, and I don't mean just tear up, I mean legitimately just lay there and cry. And it did it to me several times during the show, so it's no exaggeration saying that Clannad changed my world. It showed me that anime can do some really wonderful things, and it is the show that made me really respect and love anime. And finally, we have Toradora. Why is Toradora in my top 3? I have no fucking clue. It didn't shape me as a person like Rurouni Kenshin did. It didn't change my world like Clannad did. I just really love it. I know a lot of people tend to dislike Taiga at the beginning because of how much of a mega bitch she was, but I found her fucking hilarious from the beginning. I really wasn't expecting much from the show, but as it continued, it just got more and more interesting. It actually had some really satisfying character progression, and even though a lot of the situations are incredibly ridiculous, I never felt removed from the immersion or anything. You know, I just thought that it was a really funny, cute love story. Also, this fucking bird. This fucking bird. Oh my god, this fucking bird. But yeah, Toradora is pretty great and pretty hard to put into words as to why I love it as much as I love Clannad and Rurouni Kenshin, but trust me, I do. It's so great. Anyway, those are my top 5 favorite anime. Be sure to check out the full Q&A if you haven't already, because I answered a lot of really good questions. I'm also interested in hearing some of your top 5 favorite anime, so feel free to leave a comment down below. God, I just love anime so much. Oh, and in case you were wondering what my favorites this season were, they'd have to be Charlotte, Gangsta, and Gakkou Gurashi. Anyway, I'll see you guys this Friday for the Heck Room video. Bye!